Comcast is apologizing today after they changed the name of one of their clients to Asshole Brown because she had the audacity to try to cancel her cable service with them. Now, as you guys know, a lot of these cable companies have something known as retention departments. They want to do everything possible to make sure you don't cut that cord, and a lot of people are cutting that cord right now. So Ricardo Brown noticed this when they started getting their monthly statements in the mail. He's like, why does it say Asshole Brown? That's not my name. That's not my wife's name. So how did this all go down? So apparently Brown's wife had a disagreement with the cable company recently, and then Comcast started sending them their monthly statements under the name Asshole Brown. So right now Comcast...
It's fairly clear. It's a hard... If you're Comcast, it's a tough one to get out of. Well, we didn't quite mean asshole. We meant Sphincter Brown? We meant Doo-Doo Brown?
Yeah.
It was a typo. It was like, we meant Ashley.
Yeah, there was a slight typo with Ricardo. Yeah, it's no.
Dude, these cable companies,
Guilty.
they're the worst. They're the worst. Okay, so, but like, they're just so brazen about it, right? It's not like they're calling Ricardo asshole behind his back. They're like, here's your statement, Ricardo.
No, they want it.
You're
No,
an
no, think about
asshole.
it. Think about that. And it's not like the old days where somebody scribbles it down like as he's on the phone. He had to go into the computer, change the dude's name from Ricardo to asshole. Okay? So now look, it's actually a larger story than this one simple little thing. I'm sure Comcast is super pissed. They, of course, have offered to take care of 2 years worth of service for the Browns, and I don't know if that's good, whatever, right, on whether that's good enough. If they find the guy who is responsible, my guess is because it caused them such a PR mess, they'll probably fire him, et cetera. But it does go towards the larger point of, once you only have one option in an area, right, and you've only got, well, your one cable provider, right, then they can push you around a little bit. I mean, they don't even let you cancel. I called, and I've been trying to cancel. There was the one guy who was on the phone for so long, and it was so frustrating that he actually recorded it. Now it's been viewed 6 million times on the internet. We covered that story as well. And when you have monopoly power, you care so little about your customers that you can call them asshole to their faces.
And you have no choice.
That's the brazen attitude that monopolies create. Now, you're not normally supposed to have a monopoly, but once you get in bed with the government, and you do crony capitalism, and you say, oh, I really need a merger with Time Warner to be even larger. I need you to get rid of net neutrality so I can control the entire internet and who has slow lanes, fast lanes. I don't want any competition in my area, which is what caused this problem in the first place. And you grease the right wheels through campaign donations, lobbying, et cetera. And by the way, Comcast, one of the top 10 corporate lobbyists in the country, spent $350 million every year on lobbying. And so these cable providers do overall, and Comcast is part of them. This is the result. They literally spit in your eye. Well, not literally, but close.
Yeah.
They literally call you an asshole to your face.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of made this fun story really depressing with facts and real news, but I agree with you. Yeah, I mean, I'm
so sorry about that.
I know, it sucks. But yeah, I mean, we're all victims of this, right? So Time Warner has a monopoly in the area that I live in, and their service sucks. It's the absolute worst. If anyone works at Time Warner and you're hearing me say this, please try to do a little better. That's why I will not pay for cable. I am done with cable, but I have to get my internet through them.
Yeah.
And their internet sucks.
Yeah, we've got issues at our house too. But look, just ask any American. Almost everybody's got issues because that's what happens in a monopoly. They don't care. Look, in Miami, in certain places, they put an 18% tip in, whether you like it or not. And I swear to you, I can tell you before I get the bill which restaurants do that and which don't. Because the waiters, and it turns out tipping is necessary in the service industry, right? The waiters will come in and be like, yeah, whatever. Okay. Oh, geez, you want water? Yeah, I'll get to it, right? And those are the places that already have the tip in there, and you don't give a damn, right? And that's what we have with Comcast and Time Warner. But luckily, Anna, if they merge, they say it'll be much better.
It sounds like it.
If they're an even larger monopoly, boy, then they'll change both of his names to asshole.
But maybe there's a good end to this. I mean, you got to think, if you're the person who got called Asshole Brown, you're like, okay, I'm going to get offended for 5 minutes. Then the 2 years of cable, fuck that. No. I mean, I can continue to make this public. We got social media now. We're talking about it here. I'm going to run your name through the mud. I'm going to go on whatever show is going to let me talk about this.
You're on the
I'm going to say I'm a
warpath today, I
conservative and
like
go to Fox News and say, you know what? And actually, they won't let you on it because it's Comcast.
Yeah.
But just go and just
Go to
bitch.
MSNBC. Oh, wait. Comcast owns MSNBC.
But just bitch and complain like 2 years. Somebody's like, oh, you're off me 2 years? No. How about I never pay again? Or I keep talking about this. Or then I'm like, you have a bargaining chip now. Just they called you asshole. That's nothing. It's offensive. It's nothing. You got to milk it for more than this. I'm thinking 2 years is nothing.
No, but in the midst of this conversation, look at what we stumble upon, right? We can roughly know this, but now that we actually verbalize it, if you want to go on television, the companies that might care about this, cable news, because it's a news story, right? So Fox News is pro-corporates. They would never cover a story like this against corporations, right? And it's just not what they do. Comcast owns MSNBC, so they're not going to cover it. And CNN is owned by Time Warner, the people who want to merge with Comcast. So they're not going to cover it. More monopoly.